In just 3 months, I was able to nearly double my testosterone naturally, and I believe that you can achieve similar results yourself. After watching this video, I believe that you will have all the necessary knowledge needed in order to boost your testosterone like crazy. Now let's fucking get it. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the lifestyle changes that I have made for myself to give my body the best environment to produce testosterone like crazy and to have optimal hormonal health. You need to be eating a clean diet that revolves around red meat and eggs. Every single man on the planet Earth should be eating no less than 1 pound of red meat per day and 4 eggs per day. But you should be eating more than this. This is simply the bare minimum. I myself eat 1.5 pounds of ground beef every single day, and I eat 8 to 10 eggs every single day. I'm not saying you have to follow that exactly because everybody has different nutritional goals, but the bare minimum should be 1 pound of red meat and 4 eggs a day. People need to stop fearing cholesterol. Your body needs cholesterol to build testosterone. There is so much fear mongering and propaganda and misinformation about cholesterol. Cholesterol is the building block for testosterone. So if you want to be high test, you need to be eating more cholesterol. You also need to be avoiding seed oils at all costs. All they do is inflame you and lower your testosterone, and we don't want that. So you should also be avoiding processed foods. Processed foods have a long list of ingredients that most people don't even know how to pronounce or don't even know what they are. Whenever you look on the back of a label of a food, you should only see 1 to 5 ingredients max, and all of those 5 ingredients should all be natural whole foods. This is going to be more of a preference thing, but you should also try to stay away from leafy green vegetables, specifically stuff like spinach or broccoli, stuff like that. All of them are just going to be like super high in fiber. They're going to lower your nutrient absorption. They also have a lot of things called defense chemicals and oxalates, which are just suboptimal for you. I'm not saying to stay away from them fully. If you truly like them, go ahead and implement them in your diet. But I like to eat foods with intention. Every single food that I eat has a nutrient that I want. For example, when I eat ground beef, I'm getting all the B vitamins. I'm getting some zinc. I'm getting my cholesterol. I'm getting protein, fat, all this stuff. But whenever I look at broccoli, I'm like, what is the point of eating this? I don't even like it that much, and there's no nutrients in here that I'm actually looking for. So it just has no place in my diet. So I'm not saying to avoid it like the plague. It's not going to kill you. But if you want to be optimal, I would stay away from them. You should only stick to root vegetables, stuff like potatoes, but don't eat the skin, of course, because it just has too much fiber. But the potato is going to be full of carbohydrates that are going to fuel your workout and also replenish your glycogen afterwards. Carrots are also pretty good. Carrots have been shown to actually reduce excess estrogen in your body. They're estrogen inhibitors. So those are also great as well. Whenever you eat vegetables, there should be an intention behind it as well. But if you just want to eat green vegetables because you truly like them, I think you're a freak. But go ahead, I guess. Ideally, your diet should only consist of red meat, some fish, eggs, fruits, honey, and dairy. And when I say dairy, I specifically mean either raw dairy, or if you're afraid of raw dairy for whatever fucking reason, then you could do A2 lightly pasteurized milk. Just try to stay away from as much A1 casein proteins as possible. All grocery store milk is typically going to be A1. So try to find brands that are specifically labeled as A2 milk, as most people can digest this a lot better. As for supplements, I try not to supplement as much as possible. I try to get all of my nutrients from food. However, there are some supplements that I take because the nutrients are actually kind of hard to get from food. Number one is going to be magnesium. Magnesium is going to help you with your sleep. So you should try to get 400 milligrams of magnesium before bed. This is going to be really hard to get from food alone, especially if you're in a calorie deficit. You would have to eat a crazy amount of dark chocolate just to get that much magnesium. So who the fuck's going to do that? I'm not. The other one is going to be boron. I supplement 9 milligrams of boron per day, but you can experiment with 3 to 9 milligrams. Boron has been shown to increase free testosterone, and it's actually been proven a lot better than other supplements like Tonka Ali. So as we know, Tonka Ali, there have been rat studies to show that it increases free testosterone in rats. We have stronger evidence for boron than Tonka Ali, and boron is also going to be very difficult to get from food. I believe you would need to eat about 3 entire avocados just to get enough boron for the day, and that's a crazy amount of fat and calories that I'm just not going to do. So that's also a good supplement to do. Everything else you can get from food. I know some people like to supplement vitamin D, but I believe that you should just be getting sunlight to get vitamin D. So if you can get outside for at least 1 to 2 hours and get direct sunlight straight to your chest and your back, number one, you're going to get a crazy tan, and this is going to make your physique look way better. But you're also going to get all the vitamin D that you need, and your testosterone is going to go up like crazy. However, if you live in areas where there is not enough sun, or you just for some reason cannot go outside, or it's winter, then I would say you should experiment with a good vitamin D supplement in the ranges of 5,000 IU to 20,000 IU. And you should be getting regular blood checks because you do not want to go super high on vitamin D. You want your vitamin D levels to be within range. You don't want it to go super high. But if you are very low, then I would experiment with that range of vitamin D. 5,000 IU to 20,000 IU, but try to prioritize the sun whenever possible. Now let's talk about sleep. You should be prioritizing having good REM sleep every single night. This should be one of your number one priorities. I actually believe that sleep is going to be more important than the diet itself, because if you have horrible sleep, you are going to have low testosterone. Testosterone and other hormones are made at night during REM sleep. So if you're constantly waking up in the middle of the night, or you're always getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep every night, you are going to break your fucking testosterone. It's going to be low as shit, as well as other hormones as well. As you know, it's not all about testosterone. It's about your net androgen status, but I just say testosterone because it's easier to say, you know. So, so yeah, every single night you should be getting 7 to 9 hours of good deep sleep. And if you are not getting good deep sleep, then everything else is going to fail. You need to prioritize your sleep. It is so important. Maximizing your sleep environment is going to help you get deeper REM sleep every single night. Some things that I like to do myself is I like to use the biohacker glasses or the fucking red light glasses to block out blue light after sunset. I have another video on that, so definitely go check that out. I also like to use blackout curtains to make sure that my room is very dark, because any bit of electrical light is going to disrupt your sleep. So you want your room as pitch dark as possible. You're also going to want to make sure that your room is cold. It doesn't have to be freezing cold, but a good range would be 65 degrees to 68 degrees. That is a very good range. I like to keep my room 68 degrees at night, and it could be pretty chilly at times, but once you're under the blanket, your body regulates its temperature and it goes to sleep, and you have really good deep sleep. So making sure that the room is cold is going to be very important for deep REM sleep. Also, limiting high cortisol activity before bed. There are times where I'll be playing fucking Counter Strike, and if anybody here plays Counter Strike, you know how cortisol max that game is. That shit makes me fucking angry. I get pissed. That game fucking blows. So if I'm playing that shit at like 11 p.m. and then I get off and I just lost all my fucking elo on Face It, I'm gonna be angry and my cortisol is gonna be high and I'm not gonna get good sleep and I'm gonna wake up with a fucking gummy worm and my test is gonna be low. So limit high cortisol activity as much as possible before bed. Nowadays, I like to get off of the game by like 10 p.m. and then I'll go read the Bible with my girlfriend. That's a very good low cortisol activity because I'm spending time with my girlfriend and I'm also getting some good reading time in. So those are going to be the best things that you can do before bed. You should also prioritize being in line with the circadian rhythm. What do I mean by this? When you wake up in the mornings, the first thing you should be doing is going outside and getting sunlight directly onto your eyelids. That is going to make sure that your body realizes that, okay, shit, it's daytime, let's get going. And then it's even better if you can also go outside during the sunset, because your brain will start to realize, oh shit, we should start unwinding because it's going to be nighttime pretty soon. And then you also combine this with using the red light glasses to block all blue light while you use your electronics. You're going to protect your melatonin production, and then you're going to fall asleep much easier. I've also had issues in the past where I will get up at night to piss. And what happens when you get up in the middle of the night is you're chalking your sleep in half. And this is going to fucking ruin your morning wood and ruin your testosterone production. You don't want this. You want to avoid waking up in the middle of the night as much as possible. And the reason why I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes is because I'll have too much sodium before bed, or I'll have a crazy big dinner right before bed. So some of the things that I do to avoid this is I stop eating any sort of food by 8 p.m. because I like to go to sleep at 11, so that gives my body 3 hours of digestion time. I also like to make sure that my meal for dinner is actually lower in sodium because the less water that you retain, the less likely that you are going to wake up in the middle of the night to piss yourself. So those are just some things that you can implement to have better sleep every single night. And for the final thing that I wanted to talk about, your environment. You need to be environment maxing. This isn't just for testosterone maxing either. This is for any sort of part of your life. Your environment has to be optimal. Let's look at your house first of all. You should be removing every single thing from your house that could be moving the needle in the negative direction. Anything in your house that could be a net negative to your progress should be eradicated. For example, if you have any sort of junk food in your fridge or in your pantry, let's say you got like fucking straight up slop, like you got hot Cheetos, you got Kool-Aid, so I don't know, just some fucking bullshit, you know? You should get rid of it. Throw it away. It should not be in your house to begin with because it's just gonna be there to cause temptation. Also, cancel all of your food delivery subscriptions. Fucking DoorDash, Grubhub. You don't need any of that. All you need are the basics: red meat, eggs, all these other fruits, dairy and honey, some vegetables. That's all you need in your house. That's all that should be in your house. You shouldn't have all this fucking goy slop in your house to begin with. Get rid of it all. Then start looking at other areas of your house. For example, your toothbrush, your toothpaste. You know that all that usually typical toothbrushes and toothpaste, they have fluoride. They have microplastics on the toothbrush. Change them out. I have a horse bristle toothbrush. I have a fluoride-free toothpaste. You can also DIY toothpaste as well. Start going everywhere into your house and start looking at anything that could be an endocrine disruptor. Another thing is getting a shower head to have clean water when I shower because if I don't do that, I'm going to have dry skin. I'm going to have all these endocrine disruptors in my water that's going to get absorbed in my body that could possibly get into my mouth. Or let's say you're drinking water. If you're drinking from the fridge, you're probably drinking birth control water. That shit's fucking disgusting. Get your own reverse osmosis filter or find a good source that you can get reverse osmosis water from. Your environment needs to be in tip top shape. You could also do other things like removing plastic containers from your pantry and only using glass. That's another good one as well. Your environment matters so much. And it's not just about your house either. Let's look at other areas of your life as well. If you're always hanging around cockbeater friends, people that want to consume goy slop and want to do stupid shit like fucking betting, or all they want to do is play video games and they never want to work hard. I'm not saying eliminate these friends, but limit your time with them. It's okay to have cockbeater friends. I have a bunch of fucking like loser friends myself, but I don't hate them. I like them because they're fucking funny and they're enjoyable to be around. But I limit my time with them because you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. You want to make sure that the people you are hanging out with are always going to be a net positive in your life. Go find other friends that are on the same wavelength as you. It doesn't have to be exact. For example, it's very hard to find people near me that want to do the same lifestyle that I want to do, but I have gym bros that I can compete with. I have people at jujitsu that I love to compete with all the time, and they're all locked in that respective area of life. So I have a good environment myself, and I also have friends that I would say are not as locked in, but I limit my time with them. So you should be doing the same. Now let's talk about competition. Competition is one of the best testosterone boosters that there is on the planet. And how do you do this? You want to compete with as many people as possible. Look at all the men in your life. You should be looking at them and wanting to compete with them and always wanting to be better than them. Right, that's why I always say that you want to have friends that are on the same wavelength as you. Because when you go to the gym and you have these gym bros that are around the same strength as you, but they're always trying to get stronger, you should be trying to get stronger than them. You should be wanting to be better than all the other men around you. And this is not a toxic trait at all. You want to be competing with as many people as possible because this is going to give you the craziest testosterone boost ever. Because as you get better, your friends are going to get better. The people around you are going to be better, and sometimes they're going to get better than you. When they get better than you, it forces you to become better yourself. Then you become better. Then they become better. Then you become better. And you see how this is just a fucking ladder? Everybody gets better. That's why you want to have a tribe of strong, competitive men. This doesn't only apply to the gym either. This applies to every area of life. You want to be competitive in the gym. You want to be competitive at the sport that you play. You want to be competitive in your business. You want to be competitive at your job. Be competitive everywhere. Always try to be the best that you can be and try to be better than other people in a respectful way, of course. Without competition, the body has no reason to produce more testosterone. That's why you see people in the military, they have horrible fucking lifestyles, like they fucking sleep like shit, they eat like shit, but they still have high testosterone. And why is that? Because they're in an environment where they have to be better than their enemy in order to survive. That is a crazy testosterone boost right there. And I'm not saying go join the military because I mean, I don't know, I would never do that. But implement competition, implement your own war and battle into your life. And the last point that I wanted to make about environment maxing is women. And this goes for men that are single and for men that are taken as well. Women are going to be a crazy testosterone boost for you, and you should not be trying to limit your exposure to women at all. There's a common misconception that women are going to fucking make you more estrogenic, that they're going to lower your testosterone. I don't believe this at all. The main reason why men build civilizations and why men become stronger is always for women because we want to clap some fucking cheeks. And that's the truth. And the modern society nowadays has tried to suppress this in men. They say that we're disgusting and that we're objectifying women. Do not believe this bullshit. The biggest goal in life is to find a good pair of cheeks to clap. And you need to understand that. You need to resonate with this desire to want to mate and to pass on your genes and to have children. Do not let society tell you that this is a toxic trait. If you are a single man watching this video, you should be talking to as many women as possible. This is going to be a crazy testosterone boost. You're in the fucking gym. Obviously, don't be a weirdo. But if you see a fucking beautiful woman at the gym and you want to go talk to her, go fucking do it. If you get rejected, who the fuck cares? Nobody cares. At the end of the day, she's just going to go on with her day. You're going to go on with your day. You're going to go on to the next woman. And that's it. Now, if you are a taken man and you currently have a girlfriend right now, you need to make sure that this woman is a net positive in your life. Because if you are with the wrong woman, she is going to lower your testosterone. And what do I mean by this? You want to be with a woman that doesn't always that doesn't always have crazy conflicts with you and disagrees with you about everything. Because a pure feminine woman is going to see a pure masculine man like yourself and she is going to agree with more things. She's going to follow you. She's going to allow you to lead. And this is going to give you a crazy testosterone boost. Again, you want to find a pure feminine woman to complement your masculine mindset because you need to have polarity. It's very difficult to be in a relationship with a masculine woman when you yourself are trying to be masculine yourself. And this is why society is fucked up because nowadays we embrace women that act masculine because men have just become fucking soy boys. So as you can see, women are now becoming the men in the relationship. You need to resist this. Stay masculine. You need to boost your testosterone like crazy so that you can find a woman that is your polar opposite. A pure feminine woman is going to complement your masculine mindset like crazy. A good woman is always going to want you to be the best version of yourself. She is not going to try to slow you down and be like, babe, you're doing too much. You're going to the gym too much. You need to come spend more time with me. No. Obviously, you should spend time with your girlfriend. I'm not saying like ignore her and stuff. But a good feminine woman is going to be aroused by you constantly challenging yourself, wanting to be better, and working towards that next step in your life. That is what you need to be doing as a man. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Try to implement as many of these things as possible. The more dialed in that your life is, the more faster progress you are going to see. So if you want to have it in 3 months, you need to dial in 100% of everything that I said today. If you want it in 6 months, dial in 90%. Do it at your own rate. But the faster that you want it, the more you're going to have to lock in. And I suggest that every single person watching this video dials in 100%. I'll see you guys next time.